は一体何なんだ。オダチだ。What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Sinoalice video here on the channel, and we had some unexpected big actual news that popped up for some different events, some packs, a new banner, and things like that. We're going to be dropping tomorrow on a Tuesday release, which is kind of weird. We've been jumping around. A lot of the releases we got on Thursday, sometimes we've got them on Monday, but now we're going to get one on Tuesday. So first of all, we have our Twilight Crystal and Purification pack. So you are going to get 208 crystals, you're going to get 5 purification tickets, and then 10 royal skip tickets. This pack is pretty good. You can only buy it once. It's not like insanely expensive. I think before it was something like, I think it was like $15 or $12 or something like that. And I say for Vanguards, if you guys are paid players, this is a very good low-cost pack to invest in. Simply because Vanguards really need to up the cost and to up their player rank in order to fit in the grid, because they just have so many different Ls and SR weapons that they have to fit into their grid, and this will help you along the way. If you're over the 120 cap, 5 purification tickets, you know, depending if you guys have any double EXP vials with combining with your royal skip tickets, you should be able to rank up, I would think, at least twice overall with 5 purification tickets, depending on how far you are into your ranks. Combining, you know, with your daily purifications. For like me, I can purify as a royal user 4 to 5 times a day, then get an additional 5 purification tickets, which means that one day I could technically purify 10 times. So pretty cool. I'm myself definitely going to pick this up. I am down to 7 purification tickets, so I definitely am going to need these to try to push. My goal is to get to rank 138 to 140 by the next Grand Colo, so that's my goal. I'm at like 129 right now, so have a little bit of a ways to go, but we'll see how it goes. Next, after that, we do have the new chapters unlocked. So we do have new chapters on the Act of Hatred. So Act of Hatred, I believe, is the second act that we have here. So I believe this will fill out most of the Act of Hatred. We're going to be getting Sleeping Beauty, Gretel, Red Riding Hood, and 3 Little Pigs. So let me actually double check that real fast. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'm pretty sure that was for Act 2. I believe that's the second one. Yes, Act 2 is Act of Hatred. Okay, so that should fill out, let's quickly check. So we go into Act of Hatred. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I believe there's only 4, so I think we will be missing 1 character, is what it looked like. But we should be able to get quite a bit of new things. Hopefully we'll get some new, 4. So we will be missing 1 character from Act of Hatred, because there's 5 left currently on Act of Hatred. So hopefully that will be released soon, and we'll see if any new classes come out. I believe 3 Little Pigs should have a free-to-play class, if I remember correctly, but don't quote me on that. We are going to be getting a 3 Little Pigs gacha class, absolutely, tomorrow. But definitely, guys, if you guys are caught up with the event, it's a good way to get some more crystals, see what the new drops are, see if there's any new mission endeavors, all that stuff. But keep in mind, all the story stuff is in the game permanently. You're not in like a time cap to have to do it. The next thing, which we're going to go into a big detail later on, is going to be the Guild Boxo Grimoire. For the Forgotten Records will be soon available. Increase your guild members before the event period and reap rewards. So basically how this is going to work is guild members can work together to gather character blood and earn rewards. Character blood is just funny that they're like so gruesome about the actual material you're getting. Can be gathered by logging in and participating in the Coliseum. This blood can be traded for items in the Guild Box of Grimoire exclusive to your guild. Each guild gets 1 Guild Box of Grimoire. The contents of 1 box are shared between its guild members. So it looks like it's a shared pool thing. And I believe it's like, this should be the same for everybody. I don't think it matters if you win or lose, as long as you are participating in your daily Coliseum and you guys have 15 members. That's how you guys are going to maximize the most rewards. So hopefully, if you're in a guild, Try to fill up the 15th member by the end of today before the cutoff and all that good stuff, so you guys maximize these rewards. The period is going to go from the 25th until the 2nd of September. So unfortunately, it's only for about a week. So it is a little short, but we will go over what's in the boxes and what the people posted on the JP server back when it came out. Next, we have the Violence and Resistance Step-Up Gacha. So very cool. I did not expect that the Three Little Pigs banner was going to be a Step-Up Gacha. And we're going to be talking about that gacha for sure. So this Grimoire has 5 steps that increase every time you summon. When you reach step 5, 1 featured SR summon is guaranteed. There is going to be 3 total featured SRs according to the JP banner. So unless they change it and add anything in or take anything out, there should be 3 overall SR weapons that are in this banner. There will be not a featured Nightmare in this banner. So this is very, very good. They are not going back to the random SR guaranteed on step 5. It is going to be a featured SR, just like in the nier replicant collaboration. So that is very good. I'm really excited to pull for that tomorrow. I definitely got to pull because it's a breaker class. So, you know, rip saving crystals. And then we have our Coliseum overall ranking results. You guys can there isn't really much to go into. You just can see here. Of course, Eden #1. You can see if your guild made it in there. But you guys knew if you guys, you know, were in before. There isn't like any extra rewards or anything they're giving out for anything like that. So that is everything of what we can expect to come to the game tomorrow. So we're going to hop over to this part of my screen where you guys can see this is the banner that we should be getting for the Three Little Pigs Step Up banner. So you guys see here we have our Three Little Pigs weapon. We have Mace of the Seas. And then we have Staff of Blessings. So stat-wise, Staff of Blessings is pretty good from what I understand. The abilities are not too great. It is a tier 2 ability compared to the hammer and the sword are tier 3 abilities. So we're going to go into this real quick just to show you guys what they are. So first, if we go into the Grinder of Gluttony, that is a Flames of Leeching level 3, so that is going to deal great physical damage to an enemy and recover a small amount of HP. SP cost is 19, so same for Story and Colo. And then it has a physical debuff 2, fixed chance to moderately reduce the enemy's physical defense while attacking. So this sword is definitely best if you can go mostly Breaker and Crusher, which I currently cannot. I still have a lot of spears that are in my grid. Even as a main breaker, but the stats on this are very, very strong for global currently. 5123 overall stats with 1789 physical attack, physical defense of 883, magic defense of 881, and the magic attack of 1570. So still not even bad on magic attack for this, but it is going to be doing physical damage, obviously, but it's still not a bad sword to put in your grid, even as a paladin, simply because you still are getting pretty decent magic attack there. And the abilities are not great. They're not what we want, but I mean, physical debuff 2, it's pretty good if you are a main physical attacker, because you are going to be lowering your enemy's physical defense while attacking when it procs. And then you have Flames of Leeching, which gives you life leech. So I would say for this, I would not invest skill gems into this, but if you have a ton of fodder that you just are looking to feed into something, you could put enough into here with your fodder, maybe to get to like skill like 5 to 8, something like that, if you have enough fodder for that. Depends on how much fodder you have like saved up right now. I have a lot currently. So, but it's very, very good stat wise. So now if we go into Mace of the Seas, its overall stat pool, very, very good as well. 5220, so actually a better overall stat pool than our Three Little Pigs sword. And it's going to have physical attack of 1717, physical defense of 952, magic defense of 926, and magic attack of 1625. So a little bit less on the physical attack, but the defense is super high at 950 on the physical defense, and then very, very high magic defense of low of 926. So very good stat pool. It's got a tier 3 hammer skill, which does deal great physical damage to 1 to 2 enemies, increase own physical defense and magic defense by a small amount. Very, very good, very strong. 22 SP cost, so it is higher on the SP cost, but That ability is very strong for a tier 3, and then has Dauntless Courage 2. We don't have to talk much about Dauntless Courage 2, it's what you want. So, Dauntless Courage 2, that is a great secondary prize to get if you're a breaker main, you do not get, you know, like your step 5, you end up getting this instead of 3 little pigs. It's still kind of a win situation, because while you may not be getting the bonus if you're a breaker main, getting the hammer, but having Dauntless Courage 2 and one of the best hammer skills overall is super strong. And it's still going to work with your swords by lowering that physical defense. So it's a super good weapon. And then next we have our Staff of Blessings. It's going to heal 2 allies by a moderate amount of HP and increase their magical attack by a small amount. So it's situational because it only, like, this you really want to use primarily on your paladins. So unfortunately this is not a great skill to use on your breakers, and because it does 2 allies, I'm not sure how healers work because I don't play healer, but I don't know if you can target both of the people you would heal on a skill like this, or if it's one fixed and one random target. Healers in the comment section, let me know on that. But you know, it's good if you have a very heavy paladin. If you have a heavy paladin gunner guild, and this is pretty good. Stat-wise is very strong, 5160 overall stats, physical attack 1570, defense of 850, magic attack of 1781, and magic defense of 959. So it's still really great stats. It still does do the 2 heal, but if you want that, you know, increase the attack, you're gonna definitely want to have a lot of paladins in your guild if possible. And then it's gonna also give you a fixed chance to increase physical defense of 1 member of the Vanguard by a great amount while executing commands. So pretty cool, and then increased Coliseum magic defense. So pretty good. I mean, I would say because this is a step up banner and it is not in your favor to pull this staff, you have a 1 in 3 chance. I would say, even if you are a healer, I would say skip this banner, to be honest. So as far as for the should you summon part of this video, I would say if you are a breaker or crusher main, I would say at least do your guaranteed step 5. Because regardless, if you're either of those classes, if you're a crusher main, getting this hammer is fantastic. If you're a breaker main, getting obviously the job is fantastic with the sword. And if you're like vice versa, if you're a breaker and you pull the hammer, or if you're a crusher and pull the sword, regardless, you're getting the points from the job. And then regardless as well, you are going to be getting the points from the hammer and a Dauntless Courage 2 weapon. So honestly, if you're a physical DPS, there's not really a bad side, assuming you don't get the staff. I mean, I hope to God you don't get the staff. So me personally, I'm probably going to pull until I get at least the job. And then we'll see if I end up getting the hammer or not. I'm just hoping on my first rotation I don't get the staff. But yeah, there's that. So pretty cool there. Obviously, she's going to have an Arcana with that as well. So if we go into, let's go to the jobs real fast so you guys can quickly see what her stats are for her job, to give you guys a more accurate, information for you guys if you guys want to pull for her. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, that was weird. Okay, there we go, breaker. Come on, internet. All right, there we go. All right, so she has her area for her level 1, 30% up, regular job blade, 10% up, physical attack 100, physical defense 100, physical defense 100, HP 50, physical defense 100, HP 50, and then double physical defense. So not a lot of attack here. This is definitely a more defensive job, but what that means is this is a very good job even as a crusher main to get. And even, like, honestly, this is even a good job for a paladin main, or any really class to get, because it gives you so much physical defense and 100 HP. So even if you're like a support and you end up pulling on this banner because you really want that staff, getting this job would not be the worst thing, simply because supports do want, I believe, their skills scale up defense, last I remember. But regardless, it's still good stats overall. So and if you need the stats for PvE, then obviously good for PvE. So, all right, let's go into the event for the blood gacha that we were going to be talking about. So these are the blood vials. So this is a post by Gishin back on May 4th of 2018. Don't know if he still plays the game or not, but we'll see. So these vials are actually what you use to pull from the gacha. You gain these from participating in Coliseum battles with your guild. They are usually given out every other day during the event as a login bonus. The more guild members that participate in Colo during the event period, the more blood vials you get. So it does not say anything about winning or losing. So even if you are in a low tier guild, you're B, C rank, you still are going to get the same rewards as people that are playing in S rank. The blood gacha works a little different than the regular one. Let's go over the main screen. Okay, so you see there it costs 5 to pull. Don't know if that's a 10 pull or a single pull. It's formulated similar to the regular gacha with what you can pull shown on the top. However, there's a number underneath the image, and hairline lies to the catch to the gacha. These special weapons are in the pool that's shared by your entire guild. So there's a limited amount of each weapon in this pool. When you pull from the gacha, you have a chance of getting a weapon or fodder items like evolution or EXP items. The speech bubble coming from Inky merely indicates one of your guildmates or you has pulled a weapon. It costs 5 vials to perform the gacha once. What happens when you pull a weapon? Okay. You'll be presented with a screen similar to this. Note there are 2 different buttons, so the next button that I'm putting on is very important, so I urge you to read it carefully and memorize it. White circular button, return the weapon to the gacha pool and receive 30 gems instead. Red square button, receive the weapon in your gift box. These last 2 points are really, really important because of the pool share for your whole guild, which basically means you want to dictate like which guild members are going to be taking which weapons. So if you get a weapon you don't want, but one of your guildmates does, you can return it, and then you'll have a chance of pulling it. So sometimes it pays you to think carefully about whether or not you'll return a weapon to the gacha pool. Blood medals. Sometimes from either pulling enough times from the gacha, or from the gacha itself, you will receive one of these. These medals can be spent in the special shop that's only open during the period the blood gacha is occurring. So you guys see here, it is going to cost you 20 blood medals in order to get the hammer. So it looks like it's 20 for each weapon. And it looks like you get lots of 5 from the gacha, or by hitting a certain milestone. I would assume with pulling you get 5 medals, kind of like a pity sort of thing, I would assume, by doing so many pulls. There's a huge amount of weapons available, and it's only weapons from the blood gacha. They all cost 20 medals to get, so if you get 20 medals, it would be a good idea to hop over there and grab a new weapon. So there you go. That is pretty much all the information on this. And if we go into this here, it'll show you how many. So you can get 5 of each weapon. They each cost 20 of the medals. Obviously, we talked about that earlier. Then if you click on this, you can see what they do. So it's a cost of 19, actually. So kind of very high, actually. And if you look here, the stats are not fantastic. So 4379 for the sword here. Has a physical attack support, fixed chance of moderate increase on physical attack while attacking. That's not the worst. Physical damage to one enemy, increase your own physical defense and mental defense by a small amount. So like the skills aren't terrible, but the stats are not very good. That's pretty low for a legendary, especially a 19 cost legendary. Pretty low if you ask me, of only 4379. So very low defense, and then it's got, you know, semi-decent physical attack. We looked at the other sword that we were getting, and that was around like 1750, 1800 attack. So a very, very low in terms of attack. So like that's just to give you one example. If we go to the like an instrument here, 4306, it's got armor repair, increased magical defense, and 2 allies by a small amount. So like tier 2, pretty bad weapon there. If we go to Evil God's Hammer, this does have Dauntless Courage 1, and then it does have deal great physical damage to 1-2 enemies, increase on physical attack by a small amount. So I would say, and look here, that actually does get 5,000 stats, so this one is significantly better. The Evil God's Hammer is probably one of the better ones, and you guys can just go through here and click on all these different weapons and see which one you think is best. We have the wrought iron chain. Look at that, 4,000. That's terrible. I'm not gonna even read those skills. That's really bad. The wrought great hammer, 3818. Once again, super bad. Such low on stats for a legendary. The Iron Sword has 3842 once again, super low. Does have Replenish Magic 1, has an increased physical attack and physical defense by a small amount, but once again, stats are just so low on it with 3800. So overall for me, they're not great. The Spear has mental focus, once again, 3700 stats, something like that? Yeah, 3700 stats. So yeah, the stat pool is just really bad on these. So I would say the only, like, from what I've seen so far, I haven't really gone through and looked at all of these because there is 20 of them. But for me personally, as a breaker, they're not that great. Even as a breaker, I think I would still rather take the, which was the Evil God Hammer. This definitely, from so far, seems like by far one of the better ones. This is actually very close to on par with a Gacha. It's about maybe 200 to 300 stats lower than a Gacha Hammer, and it has like a very good skill. The only difference is it only has Dauntless Courage 1 as opposed to Dauntless Courage 2. So I would say even if you're not a main, if you're a breaker, I still feel getting this hammer is probably better than getting the swords, to be honest. Simply just because of Dauntless Courage 1, if you ever get enough hammers, maybe you can transition your grid into running a Crusher main. So I say this one's probably better. That's probably what I would want to get, unless anyone else is devoted to Crusher, but I don't think I can give it to myself because I believe Mars is going to need this for sure. So I'm probably going to have to send this back. I'll have to probably just save up to get 20 of the currency and buy it from the shop. But that is pretty much everything, guys. So this is our Should You Summon / event review of what you guys should expect. So for upcoming the banner coming up tomorrow. So let me know, guys, what you guys think of all this in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy today's content, make sure you guys drop a like down below, hit subscribe if you guys are new, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next upload here on the channel. And let me know which part of these new events you guys are most excited for to see to come to Sinoalice. I thank you guys so much for watching once again, and if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you guys drop those in the comment section down below before you go. Thank you guys so much. Have an awesome day, and